Have you ever wondered what truly weighs you down in your later years? What the secret to living lighter, happier, and more peacefully isn't about adding more, but letting go? Could holding on to old habits, unspoken regrets, or unnecessary clutter be quietly stealing your joy? What would change if you finally released those emotional anchors? And most importantly, are you ready to take that step? Today, we'll walk through 11 things that many people over 70 quietly carry. Things that, once released, could open the door to a more peaceful and fulfilled life. So, let's ask the real questions and see what answers unfold for you. The first one is the need for perfection. Perfectionism can feel like a badge of honor, something that once drove you to excel in your career, your family life, or your community. But after 70, that same drive can turn into a heavy burden. Holding yourself to impossible standards, wanting your home spotless, every conversation flawless, every memory crystal clear, puts enormous pressure on your mind and body. Research shows that perfectionism increases stress hormones like cortisol, which over time can harm heart health, weaken the immune system, and even impair memory. What does letting go of perfection look like in everyday life? It means embracing a good enough mindset. Clothes can be neatly folded rather than immaculately pressed. Meals can be nourishing without being gourmet. Conversations can have natural pauses and stumbles without judgment. When you release the need for everything to be flawless, you free yourself to enjoy the simple pleasures, a gentle breeze, a shared laugh, or an unplanned visit with a friend. You might start by setting small reminders. Let one corner of the living room sit a bit untidy, or allow yourself to leave the dishes until tomorrow. Notice how much lighter you feel. As you practice self-compassion, treating yourself with a kindness you'd offer a dear friend, you'll find real freedom. Perfection is a myth. Peace is a choice. The second one is old grudges and resentments. Grudges are like invisible chains that keep you tied to painful moments long past. As we age, holding on to resentment for slights big or small can take a serious toll on our emotional and physical health. Studies have linked unforgiveness to higher blood pressure, chronic inflammation, and even a shortened lifespan. Why waste precious time replaying the same old hurts when you could be focusing on new memories? Letting go of these grudges doesn't mean you condone wrongdoing. It means you value your own well-being more than the bitterness you carry. Think of forgiveness as an act of self-care rather than a favor for someone else. You might start by acknowledging the pain, writing a letter you never send, or speaking honestly with a trusted confidant or counselor. Over time, this process reduces anger and opens your heart to compassion. Picture your emotional life as a garden. Old grudges are weeds that choke out the flowers of joy and connection. By pulling those weeds through forgiveness, you create room for growth, peace, and the simple happiness of each new day. In your 70s and 80s, life is too short to carry last century's burdens. The third one is fear of change. Change is the only constant in life. Yet for many older adults, it can feel like a threat rather than an invitation. Whether it's a new neighborhood, evolving technology, or shifts in family dynamics, the unknown can trigger anxiety. But science shows that embracing change actually supports brain health and emotional resilience. Studies in gerontology reveal that seniors who adapt to new routines or learn new skills like using a smartphone or exploring a new hobby experience lower rates of depression and cognitive decline. How do you shift from resistance to curiosity? Start by reframing change as opportunity. When faced with an unfamiliar menu app on your tablet, a neighbor's invitation to a community event approaches it as a chance to learn. If you make a mistake, laugh it off. Mistakes are proof you're trying. Consider small daily experiments. Swap your usual tea for a new herbal blend. Take a different walking route, or ask a grandchild to teach you a song they love. Each small step builds confidence and reduces fear. Gradually, change becomes less an intruder and more of a companion, opening doors to fresh experiences and friendships. Embrace the adventure. Our richest chapters could still lie ahead. The fourth one is the need to control everything. From childhood chores to building careers and families, many of us learned early that control feels safe. But by your 70s or 80s, try to micromanage every detail from your adult children's choices to the perfect order of your day. It can become a source of frustration and anxiety. Neuroscience research indicates that chronic stress from overcontrol elevates cortisol levels, damaging memory and impairing immune response. Letting go doesn't mean apathy. It means discerning what truly matters and releasing what you can't influence. Start by identifying one area where you tend to overcontrol, perhaps the layout of your guest room or how often your family calls. Consciously step back. If you feel the urge to intervene, take 3 deep breaths. Then remind yourself that people grow when they make their own choices. By sharing decision-making, letting a grandchild pick the holiday menu, or allowing a caregiver to plan your exercise routine, you reduce your stress and empower others. Surrendering control invites trust, deepens relationships, and opens space for spontaneity and joy. In the end, the calm that follows is worth far more than the illusion of perfection you once thought you needed. The 5th one is unhealthy attachments to material things. We accumulate things over a lifetime: souvenirs, gifts, books, clothes. But by the time we hit our 70s and 80s, those possessions can start to feel more like shackles than comforts. Clutter has been linked in studies to increase stress, reduce focus, and even poorer sleep. When every drawer or closet is packed, getting dressed or finding a cherished photo becomes a chore, not a pleasure. Letting go of material attachments doesn't require a full garage sale overnight. Begin by selecting one small area kitchen drawer or a corner of the living room and sort items into keep, donate, or recycle piles. Ask yourself, does this object enrich my life today? If not, thank it for its service and pass it along. Minimalism for seniors isn't about empty rooms. It's about curated comfort. Keep items that reflect joy or meaningful memories, like a beloved photo album or a favorite sweater, and let the rest go. As the clutter fades, you'll notice a sense of spaciousness both in your home and in your mind, creating room for peace, clarity, and the freedom to enjoy what truly matters. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you'll let go of after turning 70 that brought you more peace or happiness? Or is there something you're still holding on to that you're thinking of releasing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story can inspire someone else on the same path. Let's learn from each other and grow together. The 6th one is negative self-talk. As we grow older, it's common to notice limitations, slower steps, creaky joints, the occasional forgetful moment. But when our inner voice constantly reminds us of these changes, negativity becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Psychology research shows that repetitive negative self-talk increases stress and undermines motivation, leading to decreased well-being and even shortened lifespan. To shift this pattern, start by listening to your thoughts. Notice when you say, "I can't, I'm too old," or "I'm not as sharp as I used to be." Then consciously replace those words with kind alternatives. "I choose to try," "I'm capable at any age," "Every day is an opportunity to learn." Write these affirmations on a card and place it on your bathroom mirror or bedside table. Over time, this practice rewires your brain, reinforcing confidence and resilience. As you build a habit of positive self-talk, you'll find yourself approaching each day with renewed energy. Your mind and body respond to kindness by being gentle with yourself. You deserve compassion just as much as anyone else. The 7th one is the desire to impress others. In earlier years, impressing people, bosses, colleagues, neighbors felt essential. But in your 70s and 80s, that same urge can lead to burnout and regret. Social scientists have found that seeking external validation is linked to anxiety and decreased life satisfaction, especially in older adults who should be focusing on their own values, not on pleasing everyone. Letting go of this desire begins with identifying your core values: kindness, curiosity, connection. When you live according to these internal standards, you no longer need applause or approval. For example, instead of stressing over having the perfect party for your family, focus on sharing meaningful conversation. Instead of worrying about your image, invest time in a hobby that brings you joy: painting, gardening, or storytelling. When you act authentically, you attract genuine connections and experiences. And the freedom that comes from releasing performance-based living, it's priceless. You'll spend less time on stage and more time enjoying the richness of each moment. The 8th one is toxic relationships. As we age, the importance of supportive relationships can't be overstated. However, not all relationships are healthy. Toxic friendships or family ties where criticism, manipulation, or constant negativity prevail can increase stress, disrupt sleep, and elevate the risk of chronic illness in seniors. Letting go of toxic people starts with setting boundaries. You don't have to sever ties dramatically, starting by limiting contact or changing the terms of your interactions. If you feel drained after conversation, take a break before reconnecting. Surround yourself with those who encourage and respect your neighbors, club members, faith communities, or new friends you meet through shared interests. Remember, ending a toxic relationship is not a failure. It's a step towards self-respect. Freeing up that emotional space reduces stress hormones and opens you to supportive, uplifting connections. In your 70s and 80s, your time is precious. Spend it in relationships that nourish your soul, not deplete it. The ninth one is fear of the future. Uncertainty can breed anxiety, especially in later life when health scares or world events feel more immediate. Yet fixating on what a scenario steals your peace today. Mindfulness experts stress that living in the present moment reduces stress, enhances mood, and even lengthens life. To release fear of the future, practice anchoring exercises. Focus on your breath. Notice the colors and sound around you. Savor one sip of tea without distraction. Journaling can help to write down worries, then reframe them as things you can address one step at a time. When intrusive thoughts arise, gently remind yourself, this moment is all I have. Imagine fear as an uninvited guest. You don't have to entertain it. By returning your attention to the here and now, your breath, your senses, your surroundings, you reclaim your power. Let tomorrow worry about itself. In doing so, you embrace the freedom and serenity you deserve. The 10th one is unrealistic expectations of others. Expecting children, friends, or caregivers to meet every need perfectly can lead to disappointment and conflict. In studies of family dynamics, researchers have found that seniors who adjust expectations acknowledging others' limitations enjoy stronger, more satisfying relationships. Start by recognizing that everyone has their own challenges: work, family, health. Instead of expecting a call every day, appreciate each call you do receive. Instead of demanding perfect help, express gratitude for the help you get. If you feel disappointment rising, pause and practice compassion. They're doing their best. By releasing unrealistic expectations, you foster empathy and reduce frustration. This shift creates more harmonious interactions, deepens connections, and replaces resentment with appreciation. Letting go of perfect outcomes invites genuine, imperfect love, and that, in itself, is a gift. The 11th one is the need to always be busy. Our culture often equates busyness with worth. But in your 70s and 80s, constant activity can lead to burnout, missed moments, and chronic stress. Mindfulness research highlights the value of rest, quiet reflection, and simple presence for mental health, creativity, and longevity. Make rest a daily practice. Schedule nothing time when you sit quietly, perhaps with a cup of tea, a view of your garden, or soft music. Cultivate hobbies that allow flow: knitting, painting, reading without the pressure of productivity. Embrace afternoons of napping or watching clouds, knowing that downtime replenishes your body and mind. When you let go of the need to fill every minute, you open space for insight, joy, and connection. You'll find that rest isn't wasted time. It's a foundation for health, happiness, and a life lived fully, no matter your age. These 11 invitations to release burdens are your roadmap to a lighter, happier, and more peaceful life after 70. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about making room for what matters most: presence, purpose, and genuine joy. If today's video sparked reflection or brought clarity to your journey, imagine what the next one could do. We're building a community where wisdom is shared, peace is prioritized, and aging is embraced with grace and strength. Don't miss out on the insights we got coming next. Hit that subscribe button now. And while you're here, share your thoughts in the comments. What have you let go of that made life lighter after 70? Your voice could be the wisdom someone else needs today.